Marco just asked a question that was exactly on that point. Will AI ever be considered an agent and be liable in court? So this is why AI is rolled out in things like medicine and law and I guess accountancy, for example, is going to be relatively slow. Also consultancy and advisory, big consulting companies like, oh God, what are they called? McKinsey. They are going to be relatively safe because one of the reasons why we hire professional companies like this is to pass the buck. So when I hire a lawyer, I am passing my legal responsibility to a certain extent over to the lawyer because they will put together the contract. If that contract collapses, this is just one example, and I get sued, I can then go and sue the lawyer because they gave me legal advice and I paid for that legal advice and they messed it up, basically. And that's possible because there are human beings and organizations and they can be sued and AI cannot. So that is going to slow down the adoption of artificial intelligence in certain fields like healthcare, consulting, legal firms, etc., until an AI agent can be held legally responsible or the company that builds that AI agent. That's probably where we'll go as a stopgap. So if I build a legal advice company using an artificial intelligence and I sell it to people and my legal advice AI gives bad information, you end up getting sued, you would be able to come back on my company and sue my company. That's probably the stopgap where we'll go in the meantime. For an AI to get directly sued, it needs to be basically we're pushing on questions of AI personhood at that point and whether it is a being. And also, what do you sue them for? Can you send it to jail? Do you sue it for assets? What assets does it have? It becomes complicated. And these are themes that are currently being explored in science fiction, but I think we're going to have to tackle in the next decade or so. It's not going to take very long. And it's a great question because it's one that people forget about because it's a boring thing that companies and individuals can be held legally responsible. And that means that they are safe to a certain extent from AI's progression because we pay companies to take our legal responsibility when we hire their services. Or in the case of McKinsey, if I am a VP at a company, I am hiring McKinsey to cover my butt so that I don't lose my job. And that's why consultancy companies get hired. It's not necessarily because they give great advice. It's so that I can bring in a third party, say it was their idea. If it goes well, great, I can claim the credit. If it goes poorly, I can be like, it's McKinsey, they're terrible. So there's a bit of butt covering here, not just legally, but in terms of jobs and reputation as well.